would utilize their backs?
I don't know if there's like one aspect that we have to focus on more than others. I think that, I think this game's going to come down, to tackling, turnovers, special teams, and then I think it's going to come down to the big plays, obviously in relation to those things. And so, it's like, okay, we could stop, counter all game or inside zone all game, and then they run a speed option for a touchdown. That's something that you have to be able to and be prepared for all those different types of plays they have. And so it's like, even though they may do more stuff than others, you got to prepare for all of it.
Right. And it just in terms of your growth from last year in the Peach Bowl to now, what are the biggest lessons that you took from Atlanta that you think are going to help you in this game?
Well, I think last year in Atlanta, for me at least, I was there and it was like, this is really, really cool, but I wasn't necessarily, I wasn't starting or anything like that. So my role wasn't as big as it is this year. And so kind of watching some of those guys from last year, taking some of the things that they did and then building on that, just not being afraid of the moment, like I watched all my teammates last year, do and just go out there and be ready to play in a big game. It's something that I'm going to, hopefully be able to do this weekend.
Tevis, you think about the last time you guys were here in the desert. What do you remember about that game? What do you guys take from it?
For me, it was, disappointment, I guess, a little bit of a letdown. That game was a bummer just because it was, we were, in the top 10, I think, at the time. We were, pushing for a playoff run again. And then after that, it was just, we have to do a lot of different things to still get there, but, we knew our chances had diminished quite a bit. So, yeah, it was a rough game. It was a rough plane ride home, to say the least.
So you think about kind of what this team has gone through since then, losing guys, losing another game. Will you make it to a CFP? Will you not? I mean, what would you say was kind of the biggest turning point from that loss till now for this season?
I guess I would say that, because we lost Jordan in that game, and I think we lost Trey in that game. I think that was, we always kind of talk about carry the flag, next man up mentality, and I think after that game, it was kind of like we have to be about it. We can't just talk about it, because you saw guys like Austin Joyner and Joe Dotson and then we get Byron back. And then Miles Bryant steps up the corner. Like, you just see those guys, step up on defense, and then you see Luke and Andrew Kirkland come in on the offensive line, and we're running the ball all over people. And so I think that was one of the biggest takeaways for me that I saw from our team, is that we really responded well, even though we had a ton of injuries and all this adversity.
So being back here, I mean, has anybody brought that game up, or has it been like?
No, you're the first one. So. There you go.
Can you talk to us about Penn State's tight end, number 88, what you've seen on film from him, and just your overall impressions?
Yeah, he's a playmaker for sure. I'm pretty sure he was all Big Ten, and there's a reason for that. He can go up and get jump balls. I think it was against Michigan. They, threw a deep ball, and it looked like it was about to be picked, and then he goes up over like 2 or 3 guys and, catches it for a 40-yard gain or whatever. So. I think that kind of speaks to the kind of player he is. He's very, very talented, and I think on offense on defense we have to be aware of where he is, especially in the pass game.
How difficult is it to cover a receiving core like Penn State's, where their best players are their slot receiver, their tight end, and their running back in the receiving game? What's that do for the matchups and stuff?
It's just, I think it comes back to the fundamentals and making sure we got our eyes right and everybody's where they're supposed to be, because you're going to get a lot of crossing routes with when those guys are your go-to guys. You're going to get a lot of hide seams, flares out of the backfield, and so it's just making sure everybody's on top of that.